Well, I want to thank you for coming to my lab, and you may be asking why our house is haunted. Well, I'll tell you. Come this way. It's because our house is built in a graveyard. I'll show you what I mean. Find a spot here, either sit or stand in this area. This was an old graveyard. And legend has it, 100 years ago, there was a little boy and his grandfather who used to play right here in this graveyard. They would play catch and play hide-and-go-seek. And when the little boy would hide, the grandfather would find him without a problem. But when the grandfather would hide, the little boy would become worried that he couldn't find him. And he would look all around. And so the grandfather told him, let's have a secret word, and if you can't find me, all you have to do is yell, pumpernickel, and I'll yell pumpernickel back. And so when the grandfather would hide, the little boy would yell pumpernickel, and the grandfather would yell pumpernickel. And then he would run over to the grave, and there he'd find his grandfather. Well, they went back the second night, and they played again. And the boy would hide, and the grandfather would hide him. But when the grandfather hid, he couldn't find him. So the little boy would yell, pumpernickel, pumpernickel. And the grandfather would yell, pumpernickel, pumpernickel. And the little boy would run over to the gravesite, and there he was. He would find his grandfather. Well, the third night, the grandfather, he didn't want to go. Something wasn't right that night. He thought the sky maybe was off color, or the coyotes were howling too high, too loud. But the little boy insisted. So they went. And the little boy hid, and the grandfather found him. But then the grandfather hid. And the little boy couldn't find him. So he yelled, pumpernickel, pumpernickel, and he heard his grandfather's voice, pumpernickel, pumpernickel. And he ran over to the gravesite where they had always hid. But there was no grandfather. So he yelled it again, pumpernickel, pumpernickel. And he heard his grandfather yell back, pumpernickel, pumpernickel. And so he ran to the other side of the graveyard where he heard the voice, but there was no grandfather. The boy was very worried. He stayed all night, yelling pumpernickel, pumpernickel, looking for his grandfather. He went back every night that whole week, yelling pumpernickel, pumpernickel, and hearing his grandfather's voice, but never able to find him. Until finally the boy's parents says you can't go anymore, because they had heard there was an evil spirit that lived in the graveyard and that would bury people alive, and they thought perhaps this had happened to their grandfather. Well, that was many years ago. And as it goes today, the legend says that if you yell pumpernickel and listen, you can hear the grandfather yelling back. And so when we're here, we'll go, pumpernickel, pumpernickel. Just listen. Pumpernickel, pumpernickel. Do you hear anything? Maybe you can help me out. Let's try it together. Pumpernickel, pumpernickel. Pumpernickel, pumpernickel. Try it one more time. Ready? Pumpernickel, pumpernickel. Who are you?
I'm Bob.
Oh, Bob. Well, do you have something to tell us, Bob?
Yes.
Sick story, Bob. But who's in the casket?
He's in there.
Who are you?
I'm free. How do you talk? Long story. Can you tell us that long story? Okay, it's sort of short. Skeletons can talk.
That is short. Where are you from? From here? How old are you?
1,000,000,100. How did you
Years?
die?
There was a car, and I was walking across the street, and the car forgot to stop, and the car ran over me, and I was dead laying in the middle of the road.
Why are you talking?
Because skeletons came in.
What do you do living in the casket all the time?
I partied.
You party? How do you party?
I secretly go under the casket into the ground, and have other skeletons that party with us.
Oh, like a skeleton dance.
Yep.
Oh, let's see it. Oh, nice. Well, goodbye, skeleton. It was wonderful meeting you.
Wait, one more question. Did you have a son?
What?
Did you have a son?
Let me think. Did I have a son? That was a long time ago. Yes, I did.
Well, nice meeting you, skeleton.
Bye, Mom. Gotta go back to sleep.
That is the end of our spook house. I thank you for coming. I hope that you're not too haunted. We're exiting this way. Out the back, there's some light. Just follow it through the gates this way. Oh, I forgot the monster's back there. I think that they're Thanks for coming. Is there more?